Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Engineering and Technology, SOET, Certificate Programs Postgraduate Certificate, Certificate in Solid Wastes Treatment Techniques, SWAT, BWA-001 Solid Wastes Regulatory Framework, Block-1 Introduction to Solid Wastes, Unit-1 Sources and Types of Solid Wastes, 1.1 Introduction. Economic development and rising living standards in the Asian and Pacific region have led to huge increase in the quantity and complexity of generated waste. So it is important for public agencies and private businesses that are assigned or desire to delve into treatment of waste to understand sources and types of wastes. Knowledge of the sources and types of solid waste as well as the information on composition and the rate at which wastes are generated and disposed, therefore, essential for the design and operation of the functional elements associated with the management of solid wastes. The same holds true for generators of such wastes. Such understanding is a crucial initial step in treating waste. Objectives. After studying this unit, you should be able to define waste, know different types of wastes, discuss solid wastes, describe the classification of solid wastes, 1.2 wastes. Everything that we discard after it loses its utility is known as waste. Waste is an unavoidable byproduct of most human activity. The design of this world is such that there are always two aspects of everything: advantage and disadvantage, useful and waste, etc. It is any substance which is discarded after primary use or is worthless, defective, and of no use. A byproduct, by contrast, is a joint product of relatively minor economic value. A waste product may become a byproduct, joint product, or resource through an invention that raises the value of a waste product above zero. 1.3 Types of waste. There are different types of waste on the basis of different criteria. 1.3.1 Based on matter. Matter is any substance that has mass and takes up space by having volume. It may be solid, liquid, or gas. So, on the basis of matter, following are the types of waste. 1.3.1.1 Solid waste. Solid waste predominantly is any refuse in solid state that we make in our homes and other places. These include old car tires, old newspapers, broken furniture, and even food waste. They may include any waste that is non-liquid or non-gaseous. 1.3.1.2 Liquid waste. Liquid wastes are the liquid part of the waste material. Liquid waste includes effluents of industries, fertilizer and pesticide solutions from agricultural fields, leachate from landfills, urban runoff of untreated waste water and garbage, mining wastes, etc. The liquid waste may contain non-toxic inorganic substances or toxic organic substances. 1.3.1.3 Gaseous waste. Gaseous waste are waste products in gas form resulting from various human activities like manufacturing, processing, material consumption, biological processes, etc. The gaseous wastes include carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, chlorofluorocarbon, CFC, oxides of nitrogen, NOx, carbon monoxide, oxides of sulfur, SOx, etc. Figure 1.1, 1.3.2 On the basis of degrading feature. Degradation is the act of lowering something or someone to a less respected state. On the basis of degradation, waste can be differentiated by 1.3.2.1 Biodegradable wastes. Biodegradable materials are those substances made of organic matter, such as plant and animal matter, that can be easily broken down by nature. For example, vegetable peels and other kitchen waste, vegetables, fruits, tea leaves, paper, wood, etc. 1.3.2.2 Non-biodegradable wastes. Non-biodegradable materials are those materials which cannot be broken down easily and retain their form for a long period of time. For example, metals, tin, glass, plastics, etc. Figure 1.2. 1.3.3 On the basis of environmental impact. An environmental impact is defined as any change to the environment, whether adverse or beneficial, resulting from a facility's activities, products, or services. In other words, it is the effect that people's actions have on the environment. Types of waste which affect environment are 1.3.3.1 hazardous wastes, dangerous substances emitted from the commercial, industrial, and agriculture or economical use which are unsafe to use for further purpose. 1.3.3.2 non-hazardous wastes, safe wastes emitted from the commercial, industrial, and agriculture or economical use, considered harmless to use for further purpose. Below figure 1.3 gives the simple picture of types of wastes. Look at the screen. 1.4 Solid wastes. Solid wastes refer to the range of solid materials arising from animal and human activities and are discarded as unwanted and useless. Solid wastes are the organic and inorganic waste materials such as product packaging, grass clippings, furniture, clothing, bottles, kitchen refuse, paper, appliances, paint cans, batteries, etc., produced in a society, which do not generally carry any value to the first users. Solid wastes, thus, encompass both a heterogeneous mass of wastes from the urban community as well as a more homogeneous accumulation of agricultural, industrial, and mineral wastes. While wastes have little or no value in one setting or to the one who wants to dispose them, the discharged wastes may gain significant value in another setting. 1.5 Types of solid wastes. Solid waste can be characterized either on the basis of waste origin, waste composition. 1.5.1 Types of solid wastes based on origin. Here the solid waste is characterized on the basis of where it is coming from. The types of solid wastes based on origin includes 1.5.1.1 Municipal solid waste. Municipal solid waste, MSW, commonly known as trash or garbage in the United States and rubbish in Britain, is a waste type consisting of everyday items that are discarded by the public. Garbage can also refer specifically to food waste, as in a garbage disposal. The two are sometimes collected separately. Although the waste may originate from a number of sources that has nothing to do with the municipality, the traditional role of municipalities in collecting and managing these kinds of waste have produced the particular etymology municipal. It consists of household waste, construction and demolition debris, sanitation residue, and waste from streets. Generated mainly from residential and commercial complexes, as per the Ministry of Environment and Forest, MoEF, it includes commercial and residential waste generated in municipal or notified areas in either solid or semi-solid form, excluding industrial hazardous wastes but including treated biomedical wastes. Residential waste refers to wastes from dwellings, apartments, etc., and consists of leftover food, vegetable peels, plastic, glass, metals, paper, clothes, yard waste, ashes, etc. Commercial waste refers to wastes consisting of leftover food, glasses, metals, ashes, etc. These are generated from stores, restaurants, markets, hotels, motels, auto repair shops, medical facilities, etc. The total municipal solid waste, MSW, generated in urban India has been estimated at 68.8 metric tons per year, 0.573 million metric tons per day, MMTD, in the year 2008. The average collection efficiency of MSW ranges from 22% to 60%. MSW typically contains 51% organic waste, 17% recyclables, 11% hazardous, and 21% inert waste. 1.5.1.2 Industrial waste. Industrial solid waste in the Asian and Pacific region, as elsewhere, encompasses a wide range of materials of varying toxicity level. This range would include packaging materials, waste from food processing, oils, solvents, resins, paints, sludges, glass, ceramics, stones, metals, plastics, rubber, leather, abrasives, etc. As with municipal solid waste, The absence of a regularly updated and proper database on industrial solid waste ensures that the exact generation rates are largely unknown. Industrial solid waste generation varies not only between countries at different stages of development but also between developing countries. In China, the generation ratio of municipal to industrial solid waste is 1 to 3. In low-income countries such as Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Pakistan, however, this ratio is much less. In developed countries such as Australia and Japan, the ratio is 1 to 8. However, based on an average ratio for the region, the industrial solid waste generation in the region is equivalent to 1,900 million tons per annum. This amount is expected to increase substantially, and it is estimated that it will double in less than 20 years with the current growth rates. 1.5.1.3 Agricultural wastes. The agricultural sector is one of the main sectors generating the largest quantities of agricultural solid wastes, which may be allowed to accumulate indiscriminately and constitute nuisance to global health and threat to food security or used as raw materials for bioeconomy. Expanding agricultural production has resulted in increased quantities of livestock waste, agricultural crop residues, and agroindustrial byproducts. Agricultural solid wastes are produced mainly from farming activities. However, it is not limited to the production but other activities associated with farming and food chain. Every stage and phase of the agricultural food chain can generate significant agricultural solid wastes. The broad classification of agricultural solid wastes includes the following. 1. Crop production solid wastes. Crop solid wastes are typically produced from agricultural activities involving crop production. Examples of such agricultural solid wastes are crop residues, husks, etc. 2. Food and meat processing solid wastes. This type of agricultural solid wastes is produced from the processing of crop or animal products for human consumption, such as slaughterhouses. Examples of food and meat processing agricultural solid wastes include bones, feathers, banana peels, etc. 3. Animal production solid wastes. Animal production solid wastes are generated from the production of livestock for different purposes. This includes litter, animal carcasses, damaged feeders, water trough, etc. 4. On-farm medical solid wastes. On-farm medical solid are generated from the use of drugs, insecticides, or vaccines. Examples of such wastes include vaccine wrappers, containers, disposable needles, etc. 5. Industrial agricultural solid wastes. Agricultural produce and livestock are not only cultivated and produced for dietary consumption. They are used for other uses. For example, paper production using agricultural products as raw materials also generates some quantities of agricultural solid wastes. 6. Chemical wastes. Chemical wastes are generated from the use of pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides on the farm or store, such as pesticide containers or bottles. It has been reported that about 2% of pesticides remain in the containers after use. In ignorance, one may throw in the ponds or on the open field, resulting in food poisoning, pollution, resulting in the loss of many lives. Among the countries in the Asian and Pacific region, China produces the largest quantities of agriculture waste and crop residues, followed by India. In China, 587 million tons of residues are generated annually from the production of rice, corn, and wheat alone. In Myanmar, crop waste and residues amount to some 4 metric tons per year, of which more than half constitutes rice husk, whilst annual animal waste production is about 28 million tons, with more than 80% of this coming from cattle husbandry. Figure 1.4. 1.5.1.4 Institutional wastes. Institutional waste mainly consists of paper, plastic, glasses, etc., generated from educational, administrative, and public buildings such as schools, colleges, offices, prisons, etc. In a study, it is found that the institutional waste generation rate by a person in the study area was 0.14 kilograms per day, and it is found minimum in the case of educational institution. A study reveals that the waste generation rate is maximum in the case of educational institution followed by government institution and minimum in private institution. 1.5.1.5 Biomedical wastes. Medical care is vital for our life, health and well-being. But the waste generated from medical activities can be hazardous, toxic and even lethal because of their high potential for diseases transmission. Biomedical waste or hospital waste is any kind of waste containing infectious or potentially infectious materials. Biomedical waste may be solid or liquid. Biomedical waste is a type of biowaste. Common generators or producers of biomedical waste include hospitals, health clinics, nursing homes, emergency medical services, medical, research laboratories, offices of physicians, dentists, veterinarians, home healthcare and morgues or funeral homes. Biomedical waste is distinct from normal trash or general waste and differs from other types of hazardous waste. Biomedical waste is hazardous due to its infectious, injurious, and chemical nature. Biomedical wastes are classified in following categories: 1. Human anatomical waste, human tissues, organs, body parts, and fetus below the viability period, as per the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. 2. Animal anatomical waste, experimental animal carcasses, body parts, organs, tissues, including the waste generated from animals used in experiments or testing in veterinary hospitals. 3. Solid waste, items contaminated with blood, body fluids like linen, mattresses, beddings, dressings, plaster casts, cotton swabs, and bags containing residual or discarded blood and blood components. 4. Expired or discarded medicines, pharmaceutical waste like antibiotics, cytotoxic drugs including all items contaminated with cytotoxic drugs along with glass or plastic ampoules, vials, etc. 5. Chemical waste, chemicals used in production of biological and used or discarded disinfectants. 6. Microbiology, biotechnology and other clinical laboratory waste, blood bags, laboratory cultures, stocks or specimens of microorganisms, live or attenuated vaccines, human and animal, cell cultures used in research, industrial laboratories, production of biological, residual toxins, dishes and devices used for cultures. 7. Contaminated waste, recyclable wastes generated from disposable items such as tubing, bottles, intravenous tubes and sets, catheters, urine bags, syringes without needles and fixed needle syringes, and vacuuteners with their needles cut, and gloves. 8. Waste sharps including metals, needles, syringes with fixed needles, needles from needle tip cutter or burner, scalpels, blades, or any other contaminated sharp object that may cause puncture and cuts. This includes used, discarded, and contaminated metal sharps. 9. Glassware, broken or discarded and contaminated glass including medicine vials and except those contaminated with cytotoxic wastes. 1.5.1.6 Open areas. Open areas waste includes wastes from areas such as streets, alleys, parks, vacant lots, playgrounds, beaches, highways, recreational areas, etc. 1.5.2 Types of solid wastes based on composition. These are the types of solid wastes which are characterized on the basis of what it contains. These include 1.5.2.1 Garbage. This refers to animal and vegetable wastes resulting from the sale, handling, preparation, storage, cooking and serving of food. Garbage comprises putrescible, rotting, organic matter, which produces an obnoxious odor, attracts rats and other vermin. 1.5.2.2 Rubbish. Rubbish is a general term applied to solid wastes originating in households, commercial establishments, and institutions, excluding garbage and ashes. 1.5.2.3 Ashes and residues. these are substances remaining from the burning of wood, coal, charcoal, coke and other combustible materials for cooking and heating in houses, institutions, and small industrial establishments. Ashes consist of fine powdery residue, cinders and clinker often mixed with small pieces of metal and glass. When ashes produced in large quantities, as in power generation plants and factories, these are classified as industrial wastes. Ashes and residues are almost entirely inorganic, so they are valuable in landfills. 1.5.2.4 Combustible and non-combustible wastes. These consist of wastes generated from households, institutions, commercial activities, etc., excluding food wastes and other highly putrescible material. Typically combustible material consists of paper, cardboard, textile, rubber, garden trimmings, etc. Non-combustible material consists of such items as glass, crockery, tin, aluminum cans, ferrous non-ferrous material, and dirt. 1.5.2.5 Bulky wastes. These include large household appliances such as refrigerators, washing machines, furniture, vehicle parts, tires, and wood. These household wastes require a special collection mechanism because these can't be accommodated in normal storage containers. 1.5.2.6 Street wastes. These wastes are collected from streets, walkways, parks, and vacant plots. These include paper, cardboard, plastics, dirt, leaves, and other vegetable matter. Littering in public places is widespread and acute problem in many countries.